Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show on earth. That is the AC Show. I am Chris, aka Mr. Carol Science. This guy to my left, as always, is
Aaron, aka the Handy Outdoor Nerd. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And right down there below is our good friend Josh. Got bored.
How are you guys doing?
I'm good. A little
See,
warm.
Wellbot is in chat.
Wellbot's here. Yeah, Wellbot, Aaron was supposed to be away, but he said, you know what? AC Show is the most important thing in my life right now. So he said, forget about it. AC Show.
Rescheduled it for another week. One of our friends' kids got exposed to COVID, so they're quarantining the kid. So we just rescheduled it. Like my magic can, Josh?
Don't drink chemicals from under the sink, children.
You'll see this stuff if you do.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So, what's you guys' week been like? My week's been a little bit crazy. It's been a while. I wasn't able to make it on the stream last week. I was otherwise occupied. I don't know how much you guys talked about. But
I talked about it.
But I was at a little event for first responders, September 11th, and we were doing a little. We were trying to benefit a charity. My dad and I set up a booth, and we were selling some stuff to try and raise money for Operation Underground Railroad, and we did really, really well. Actually, we were able to donate $274 based on stuff that we sold. That was all donated models by different amazing makers in the maker community that we have, and we probably could have done more, but I ran out of time. I didn't print very many things, so it was really, really cool. Really, really cool. So sorry that I couldn't make it, but it was for a good cause, I promise.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we talked just a little bit before this started. So here's a funny story. So I've printed things and sent things out to people for free for the mask holders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those ear savers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I check my PO box periodically because no one's really had my PO box address. I just used it for shipping stuff out. Unable to forward it to the address I was given to do it. And which is funny because I checked in June, but this is stamped June 4th. That's all it says is June 4th. So I don't know when this actually came back to me. But I've got a bunch of ear savers that I printed and sent to California and got back from California. To San Diego, California.
Those Californians are crazy. You can't trust them. Man. Let me tell you, they are a mess right now.
Glad I'm not a native.
I'm glad I'm not a native.
Well, that doesn't pick up very well. I'll have to turn that up. I'll turn the green screen off real quick so you can see the stamp that's on there. I can't. Green screen, none. I like that stamp. I like that stamp.
That's cool.
And then two of the same stamp right there. That's hilarious that it just got sent back. Well, hilarious, I say. Annoying. I'm glad I didn't charge the guy because he goes, oh, well, what do you want? I was like, no, it's for people in the medical field. I'm not going to charge.
Well, then,
That's the address I was given. I could not do that. Garth and I talked about on last week, charging for stuff that we print, and morally, we just don't feel like we can just charge people a whole bunch of money. Like, I don't charge people a lot of money when I print things for them. Now, depending on what it is, I did actually have a guy want me to print some stuff for him. It was the Vader top half of the Vader costume. And I told him it was going to be like $400 because that was a big print, and I was going to have to do multiple prints and get it all together for him. Yeah, so it was going to be a lot of work, and he did not like that price point. I'm like, it's a lot of work. I got to make sure the print does not fail, and then I got to get the dang thing. Like, I got the files for it and everything. I got them set. I was all good to go. I just needed the thumbs up. Yep, he backed out. I'm like, that's fine. I gave you a price point of $400 because it's going to take a lot of work. I mean, my Iron Man helmet took me a lot of work, and I've got it glued together and stuff, and it's not even painted. So. I try not to charge a lot, but I try to make it so my time is worth doing the project.
Well, yeah, I mean,
my time is valuable.
If it's like a friend, I give them a discount, but, and for the medical responder stuff, you just, like, I print ear savers for free. I mean, I take that back. Jimmy gave me $20 to pay for electricity, and I made him like $500. So I think that's like negligible, but
that's fair. No, that is completely fair. Yeah, because I've printed for several ear savers and just gave them out to people.
Yeah.
I even printed Ghostbuster ear savers and it's for the guy I work with, and his wife's in the medical field. So no, it doesn't cost anything. Just
I will be honest.
Don't worry about it.
One that way. One. It was a Raiders one, and I charged the guy $1. That's it. Because I'm like, it cost me nothing in filament. It took me like 15 minutes to futz with the design because I just went on like Thingiverse or something, found a logo, and it was like a 20-minute print because the guy's got a fairly large head, so I had to like extend the size. So I'm like $1, and he's like, no, I'm giving you $5, and I'm like, well, I'm dropping $4 on the ground then.
Well, the thing is that the poor guy already likes the Raiders. I mean, you gotta feel sorry for him,
Okay, I lived close enough to Oakland. I would never say that.
But they're not even Oakland Raiders anymore. They're Vegas Raiders now.
I don't even care, dude. Like, I'm not a sports guy, but the sheer amount of Raiders just swag in my neighborhood, you know better than to make certain comments because you'll just walk funny if you survive. Just saying.
One of my absolute best friends is a huge Raiders fan, and so I feel kind of obligated to pick on them anytime I get the opportunity to make a comment about the Raiders. I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
So this is actually a really good segue into our first segment, which is going to be cool prints, because I have a cool print that I want to show off. Let's see if I can do it this way. Can I do this? Ooh, I can. All right, that's excellent. Okay, so I want to show off. This is an ear saver that I modeled up and designed. I made this for, come on, focus on it, camera. What's wrong with you? I made this for that event that I went to. My brother is, he teaches first aid and CPR, and it was his event that we were trying to raise money for this Operation Underground Railroad for, and so I modeled this. It's not going to focus. I modeled this for my brother's company, and then I didn't feel right selling them. So when I got to the actual event, I just gave them to my brother, and he was just handing them out from his booth, and I was selling a bunch of other stuff instead. But this is
Well, there you go.
this is something that I modeled and designed on my very own, and it's probably the best looking thing.
It doesn't
I ever
look like
modeled.
Mr. T.
It doesn't look like Mr. T. It actually looks like a real thing. Look at that. I think it looks quite nice myself. Ooh, focus now. There we go. That's all I got though. All the other stuff that I have some other things, but they're all the way in the other room. I don't want to go grab them. But I laser cut some little puzzles and some cool stuff like that. But I got a keychain. I printed some keychains to go to sell at this thing. These are pretty all right. You can't see, man. Camera doesn't want to focus today. It's still focused on me in the background. But anyways, our school is the Eagles. So I modeled that, or a friend of mine helped me model up some little Eagles keychains, and we printed them 2 colors, and people just went crazy for them at that event. So really, really cool.
There you go.
It was fun. You guys got anything you want to show off? Cool prints?
I got one. I forget the gentleman who designed this one. Although you guys probably recognize the model.
Ah, yes.
I don't remember his name, and I feel like a jerk for not remembering his name because I want to give him credit. He's the same gentleman that did the Tiger one and a couple others. But what I love about this is it must have been done off a face scan, because look at the fit on this thing. This is comfortable.
Oh, good.
Wow.
I did get like a minor split that you can kind of ish see.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was just a temperature issue, but so pretty. Yes, DSK00. How do you say his name? Wellbot just made the comment in the comment section.
I do not know. Disco 01?
Yeah, no, the guy has the coolest designs and makes the coolest stuff, and I just feel bad for not giving him credit. So I'm going to go back and paint this, do the teeth white, do a little bit of aging with some washes, and it has, because I did it at a relatively thick layer height, it has kind of a grain to it. So I'm going to treat it to make it look like it's actually made out of like lacquered wood. And that'll look
awesome.
Incredibly pretty.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I got to print my mannequin head so I can do it with my thinking cap. Because I'm pretty sure it would just be a cool, like, steampunk aesthetic.
That would be
steampunk mixed with a little bit of Japanese samurai.
Yeah. I like those two put together. That's pretty sick.
Well, I like to make ridiculous things via 6-foot sword and a sword.
Well, we are makers, so yes, that's kind of something that
I'm 3D printing chair parts right now.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah, the first bit failed after like 4 hours. So I just
hate when that happens.
Measured it and just cut that off, and I'm printing the other half of it for the headrest. Because the chair I'm using is kind of like mid-back, so I'm doing a midsection and then a headpiece. And then,
yes, it's that. Yes, we talked about that. That's what you're printing it on. Okay.
Yeah, and then we've got to print some brackets and then some cup holders, because this chair is comfortable I'm in, but it's a big fat chair that eats up the room, and I'd like to be able to like swivel and stuff. So I am making a ridiculous maker office chair. Because why spend $60 when I can spend like $10 in 60 hours and make something neat?
Yeah,
You ever wonder if
fun.
sometimes
It's always
it
fun
takes
to be like, hey,
me
I made this.
to make it from scratch?
What'd you say, Chris?
You ever wonder if sometimes it takes more money to make something from scratch than it would be to just buy something?
Oh, it does. It does, but it's not as awesome.
That's true. I will give you that. It's not as awesome.
It is the key factor that you can go, I made that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. Like, I could have bought some sound
Literally.
panels, but I made some. That's what those black things are. So they help with some of the noise in here, so I don't kill my wife because our bedroom's on the other side of the wall. So that is my attempt to assuage my guilt when I'm being loud in the middle of the night because I can't sleep at 2 a.m. because of the insomnia, so I'm going to make some.
I can see that.
When you're using the router and...
No, all that stuff's in the garage. That's where murder comes from. But yeah, no, my shop's going to be ridiculous when I'm done. I'm just putting so much time into other things. But yeah, I mean, I got myself a chop saw. I've got myself hopefully a bandsaw coming soon, which cost me nothing. It just weighs 400 pounds.
That's the sign of
How'd you pull that off?
Kind of a good bandsaw.
It was a high school saw for like a shop class that a friend of mine picked up for like $100. His wife is like, "You're retired. There's no more room in the garage. Sell it." He gave it to a friend of mine, and my friend's wife is like, "There's no more room in the garage. Give it away to that nice Canadian boy." So,
and your wife is like, "There's no more room in the garage, but if you can find..."
No, I made room in the garage.
That's the
Learn
key.
from other people's mistakes, make new ones yourself.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. So,
I'm lucky enough that my garage is full of stuff because I don't have time to actually clean it out.
yeah, but you have a massive property.
I've got a shop for my woodworking stuff.
Yeah, you have a massive piece of property that I'm jealous of. That when COVID is over, I would like to come and visit and just hate you out of jealousy some more.
I've been trying to go and visit him.
I'm all good.
Yeah. Well,
you guys can set tents up in the backyard and you can be squatters.
What's the temperature like? What's the temperature like at night? Because I'd be all for it if it was okay.
It's 59 right now.
So what's it get down to, like 50?
Well, depends. Well, it's 59 right now. Let's see what it's supposed to get to. Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be at about 48 by 7 a.m.
Dude, I'd camp in that weather, man. I was going to be camping, but that's tossed out a couple weeks. So
yeah,
until next month.
It almost broke 100 here.
That sucks.
It's still hot.
The only plus about the heavy smoke in California is we stayed in the 70s instead of the 90s we were supposed to be in. Only plus. Couldn't breathe the air.
I can see that.
And it's humid where I live, so it was gross.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and where I live, you're not supposed to need AC, so the houses, all the older models, don't have AC. It was fun and stuffy for the last month.
I can't imagine, man.
Just imagine being like slightly gross feeling all the time. Like either you're getting grit on your skin from the air or you're feeling like kind of sweaty gross, or you're wearing your mask all the time because the COVID numbers just keep going insane because California. Yeah, I mean, like, you literally are afraid to go outside and breathe for like multiple reasons.
Well, so I live in the Midwest, Josh, and we've got high humidity. It's 76% humidity right now. The other day we had like 95% humidity, and whenever it's hot and humid, that sucks. Especially when you got to go somewhere and then put a mask on, and you're just like, all right, one, I'm already hot. Two, I got to put a mask on my face that's covering my beard, which apparently makes me feel like I am wearing an entire snowsuit in summer sometimes when I put a mask on just to go into a store. And I walk out, and I swear it's what those ladies must feel like when they come home and take off their bra. I'm just like, oh. I just suffocating.
Arizona. You know what we call 95% humidity in Arizona?
A dry day?
What?
We call that rain.
Oh yeah, no, Arizona. You think I'd get better at geography?
We call that rain. We don't get too many humid days. I mean, it gets humid, but when it gets that humid, it's because it starts to rain, which means it cools down, so it's good.
We've just been getting a lot of fog lately. No rain, just fog, or smog, or haze.
Yeah, we've gotten we've gotten a lot of fog here lately. It's just so much fog, and being that it was 90-some% humidity, it makes sense. And poor Wellbot says it's always humid there. So
yeah, what state are you in, Wellbot?
He's down under.
He's in Australia.
Oh, just to be awkward because technology.
He's from Australia.
This was the orange day. That was last week. We had an orange day. No filter. It was.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the smoke from California is drifting over into Arizona, and
It's
so for the last couple of weeks we've had red suns. Huh?
I read a news article. It's actually made it to Europe.
What'd you say?
It crossed the ocean. All the smoke.
Yep, I've heard that too. It was actually on the news. They were talking about it. I just heard a little blurb on it, so I was just like, okay, yep, sounds about right.
I mean, subtropics.
Technically, if you consider the fallout that they've talked about if Yosemite blew.
Oh yeah.
On what it would do, on how it would cover so far. It's not Yosemite blowing, but pretty much the entire United States would be screwed, just covered, and that would just also go that way. So, yeah. I mean, it'd be a cool, shady day for everybody, but that's about it.
Yeah, I live too close, so no thank you.
Just come here, Josh. Just come here. I've got a big backyard. You can help me. You can help me.
It's just so tempting.
The house next door is for sale, and it's a big backyard too, Josh.
Yeah.
How much?
68.
68,000 or 600,000?
60, comma.
$60,800.
No, just 68. Okay, my brain's still tired, so you're asking questions. Okay, here.
So it's under $100,000.
It's under 100,000.
That's put an extra zero on it, and that's a mid to high rank house in my city. Yeah, put a zero. Just hit one more zero.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, no, it's ridiculous what houses cost here. We saw when we were looking for houses, this one that was the real estate agent said if you're not going to live in it, don't bother looking at it because it was a complete kitchen gut. Like the cabinets were falling off, there were mattresses laying on the floor. It looked like someone had done a really good job of cleaning a crack house, and that was 354. Yeah, $354,000.
No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't have a frame of reference for cost of houses outside of California because everything else is like, here's lunch money. Can I have your house? Our houses are so inflated, it's ridiculous. We're not
Josh,
building
sorry,
Yeah.
man.
huge
We
populations.
have to get out of there.
It's another acre, Josh. It's an acre.
Yeah,
How
so
big's the house?
put an extra 3 zeros on that, pretty much. Like,
The house is just under 1,000 square feet.
Just under 1,000. So it's probably what, like a 3-bedroom.
It could be a 3-bedroom, but it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
It's 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
But there's a huge closet that literally is the size of a small room.
yeah,
Oh, so my children can sleep in the closet. That's a good idea.
So, but
All right. Are you guys ready for the next segment? Because I'm excited for this next one.
yes.
well, I'm never going to live where you live.
What's that?
Wellbot just quoted prices for Sydney, which is close to where he lives, and that's
Oh, good Lord.
$9,000 or something.
That's a lot of money.
But that's Australian dollars. Those are fake. It's fake money. It's not even real money. It's fake money. It's Australian money. I ask all my friends. They tell me, they'll tell you it's great. It looks great, but it's just fake money.
When you guys get in a fist fight, I'm going to pour him a drink afterwards. Be like, good fight, sir. If he wins, he loses, I'm buying Wellbot a drink after he beats you up.
Anyways,
Oh, on the side.
that's to our next segment.
Okay.
Tom's
Can I
3D. What?
Oh, I wanted to side note really quick. What is it? 3D printing professor did a really cool Minecraft server thing, Maker Faire, and Wellbot did a ridiculous overscale giant Wellbot, and it was just magnificent. It went up into the sky. I think we're at cloud level. Enough with that tangent.
Fake money. So Tom's 3DP sent out a tweet. Was it yesterday? It was September 15th, so a couple days ago.
Mhm.
And so he sent out this tweet. Let me add it to the stream. Hit me with your best 3D printing themed insults. And so I wanted to go through some of the insults that were shared that are 3D printing related. Right? Ooh, that one's bad. That one's real bad. Did you order your?
Here's the funny thing. Go up one. Go up one. Down. Our good friend Eddie Moser.
Does it ever get tired hearing the question, is your filament in yet?
Burn.
This was my favorite. Your hair looks like you pressed print and didn't check the first layer before walking away. I like that one a lot.
Oh, go back up to JT's. JT did one.
He was trying to do a jab on Tico, But someone said, "Did you order your 3D printer on Kickstarter? Like your father, it never showed up." I was like, "Man, that was rough, man."
That's a little below the
Oh
belt.
man. Japman. Let's see what.
Oh, so he was just commenting on
Yeah,
Clash the Prince Chris
I noticed
Russells.
that. Yeah.
I was gonna skip over those in case there was kids watching, but may your nozzle block at 98%.
Got a mean sense of humor.
Let's see.
Angus.
Did you take a bath in resin? Let's see. Screw 3D printing. They printed a screw. Some of these aren't super great. Let's see if we can find some good ones here. Not even soluble support can fix an overhang like that. Your retraction settings must be off because you're looking blobby AF. Your face really clogs my nozzle. This guy's good. Make sure your heat bed is working because you're all bent up for no reason. You're so cold, even your PLA's under extruding. That guy's good. That guy's pretty good.
That's funny. Let's
see. Your benchy looks like Darth Vader's helmet in episode 7. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty good, actually.
It was a little bit of a journey, but yeah.
Let's see. Can I 3D scan your face so I can print something to hide it? That one's pretty good. Ooh, that one's bad. I'll move on. Some of these are pretty bad, but they're pretty funny. I'll print you a
why don't you go ahead and
level.
Why don't you go ahead and slow cook some and toss that out on there. It'd be fun to see what you cook up.
I think that Wellbot could do some pretty good ones.
Oh yes.
It's a pity you can't print yourself a personality. Ooh, that's good. Let's see. Ooh, you're so bad at 3D printing, even your spaghetti has layer shifts. That's pretty good. Trying to see. You guys see any good ones?
You need to lower your Z, maybe then your argument will stick.
Ooh, that's good. That is pretty good.
I like that one.
We're trying. Some of these are trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
I've seen failed prints that look better than you.
Okay, that one's good. Are those wrinkles or layer lines?
Oh.
That one's good. Oh, Naomi Wu. Yo, daddy's so dumb he bought a Wusa i3. I feel like we could fill in the blank. You know, your daddy's so dumb he bought it, and fill in the blank. Tico. Oh no. We could fill in the blank with all kinds of things there, I guess.
Your daddy's so dumb he bought an A8 after the house fire.
Aaron and I both own ANET A8s.
Yeah, I was gonna buy one of those, and then Jimmy sent me a video link to one 3DP did on them catching fire. So then I got a G-Tech A10.
Well, I can't blame you for getting the G-Tech. But you also got to wonder what in the world they are doing / not doing for it to even catch fire.
Well, if I remember, the whole thing was during development, they disabled the thermal runaway detection.
No. I know that was disabled. And,
Yeah.
well,
And then you had to like flash the firmware or something like that.
but I never had, well, mine was still disabled for the longest time, and I never had that problem. But here's the thing.
Well, there's circumstances
If it-
tacked on. Like, one of the cases was in a magic shop, and the thing was on a pile of flash paper, which, if you don't know flash paper, which is essentially paper gasoline.
Pretty much.
You know.
I mean, it's called flash paper for a reason.
Yeah, and I think the other two cases had like similar, there was like a combustible around or something. Because let's be honest, you might have a messy desk, you might have junk around the 3D printer, but when you're 3D printing, it better be clear around it.
Yeah.
You know.
I've got
Otherwise-
isopropyl alcohol by 2 of my printers, but that's not even anywhere near the hot end.
Well, and that kid, he used hairspray for bed adhesion, and so he like covered his thing in hairspray right next to all that flash paper, and it was like, you're asking for trouble, dude.
Okay.
Poor
If you're going to put hairspray on it, first of all, don't have it running. Spray the stupid thing first.
Mhm.
Because you're going to get, if you've got, doesn't matter on the printer, if you've got a fan, it's going to suck that sticky goop up in there.
Which at the
Or it's
very
going to blow it around.
it's going to damage your fan. But yeah, I mean, I've got an AFO strapped to the wall right above my 3D printers just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to have to patch some holes whenever we, buy a new house, but I got a built-in safety just in case. I clear the area when I print.
Yep.
Some common sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I mean, heck, you can see my printers right there.
Yeah. And that's like what?
These are the two. What's that?
And those are like metal shelving units?
Well, the bottom is that wood.
So like particle board and laminate?
Yeah. But, I mean, an enclosed printer, not enclosed. And, I mean, this one works. I'm going to replace the hot end on it.
Mhm.
But, and then right up, here's my ANET. Right there.
Yeah.
And then a printer box. But, yeah. But the ones that I actually use, I don't have things sitting there crowding the entire time. I mean, yeah, I've got stuff on my shelves there that needs to be cleaned up, but
yeah. Well, like I said, during a print is different than not printing. I mean, I've got garbage all around my G-Tech right now, but I'm not using it.
Well, and
my
like right,
T-Book Tornado, which
right.
is running, has nothing around it right now.
Yeah, my heat press for doing shirts and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I make sure nothing's around it. This thing's got a swivel.
Mhm.
That thing gets over 400 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, it's basic common sense and safety.
it really is.
People who don't take into account their safety and common sense are slower than thingiverse.
That's a nice one.
That was my favorite one I just saw just now. That was a pretty good one, I thought.
Yeah.
All right. I got one more. I got one more segment. What time is it?
Okay.
I got one more segment for us to do.
Okay.
It's gonna be a first. It's gonna be. Let me get back here. I made a banner. Meme review. Meme review. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. I like it. Making a dead meme. 3D printing a dead meme. Gets 3D printed. Looks like a deformed version of the Joker. The original 3D printer. I guess we should be ranking these because I did say we were going to rank them. So, you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Yeah. A 1?
I mean, legit prints, but the giggle's just not there for me.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, the puns. I'm thinking a solid 6 on this one.
About the same.
And
See, that's a 9 for me.
This one?
Yes, the Play-Doh. It hits the happy place.
It hits the happy place.
As it should. As it
Now,
should.
I kind of want to 3D print some Play-Doh molds.
I've been wanting to do that too. I have literally been wanting to do that.
That's a good idea. I bet my kids would love that. This is one that was definitely made by somebody who doesn't have a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Step 1, buy a 3D printer. Step 2, print a 3D printer. Step 3, return the 3D printer.
I tried pricing that out one time, and it cost more than what it was going to cost me to buy a halfway decent 3D printer. Can you?
The only reason to do that is because it's fun. You're doing something you want to do. It's a project. Doesn't mean it makes it cheaper unless you can get stuff for free. Or it's useless. I mean, I've got my printer bot that I got for free. That was given to me, and I got extra stepper motors with it as well. I can make extra printers.
Too. You would never return the printer. You would just print.
Yeah. You would literally just use it to print more stuff.
This is what I imagine Josh is like when he goes to play Monopoly at people's houses. You want top hat or thimble? I 3D printed my own piece. A dual-wielding, sword-holding centaur.
3D print some stuff. Yeah. It's tempting. Oh, yeah, I take that back. I would 3D print a massive piece because I actually kind of hate Monopoly. So it would just destroy the board, and I'd be like, I win.
There you go.
Bank belongs to us. Girlfriend purchased a stupid 3D printer. Okay, yeah, that's like a 9 or a 10. That's for the win.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pre-screening them and making big the ones that I think will be maybe some good ones.
I think the buy a, print a, sell, return a meme is just too overplayed. I mean, there it is again, which...
Yeah.
I think that's the original.
If you look down below, you see it 3 other times below that.
These are belong to us.
Yeah.
And thank you for getting that reference.
Expectation, reality.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like this one a lot.
I love it because the learning curve is just kind of brutal up front, and you don't know what you don't know.
This one's a solid 9 for me.
I'd go 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah, 9.5.
Yeah.
This one's a solid 9 for me. The girl you like, her father, her brother, her ex, her crush, and you. This one's pretty good too. This one's a solid 9 at least. I don't know what it's going to take for me to give something a 10, but that one's pretty solid.
Yep.
Girls with 3D printer. I want to make jewels for my bracelet. Boys with 3D printer. Shrek Buddha.
Yeah, if you go on Thingiverse, there's so many variations of Buddha.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's funny. And that
There's
one is 100%
a
true.
lot. Now, I think that's cool. I just think that's cool, period.
That one
Yeah.
is cool. Making a 3D print of an ultrasound for an expectant mother who's blind. That's awesome. And you know,
Yeah.
they do the 3D ultrasounds and stuff, and I wonder how hard it would be to convert that into an STL. You know what I mean?
I've heard of people getting a lot of different scans and doing that. There's a couple YouTubers that did that. One guy had something done with his sinuses, so they did a MRI of his entire skull. So he then printed his skull, and I've seen a couple different YouTubers do that. I
Interesting.
think Billy Double D did something like that too. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I ever lost a limb, I'd 3D print one.
I would have to.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone I
Well,
know
you know they're
lost a limb recently, and I keep refraining from suggesting making a RoboCop one where it opens and you can put a. And I'm like, no, don't be horrible. Don't be horrible. I would totally print that though.
This one's really funny. I like this one a lot, actually. Do you trust this printer? Trust nobody, not even your printer. I really like this one. 3D printed sunglasses that snap shut when it detects UV light. That's cool, I guess.
eh,
When you accidentally print your bachelor thesis on 3D printer. And it's just a poop. That's funny.
I give it points, but yeah.
Let's see. There's another one, that same meme. This is pretty good. This is pretty good right here. 3D printing with easy cheese. I kind of like this one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that I like the meme itself, but I do.
As a giggle.
I do love the idea. Like,
I got one for you, Chris. You
why
ready?
are more people not doing this? Some for me.
Yeah, pop this one up.
Okay, hold up. Let me take mine down. Put yours up. Yeah, I like. I like
So
the
true.
one with, have you seen the one with
STL.
Have you seen the one with Dave Chappelle where he's like got the white powder underneath his nose and he's like, "You got the STL, bro?"
I have.
Yeah, I see that one on Facebook all the time.
You see that every once in a while. Like, I don't see it as much these days, but yeah.
It's kind of a big deal. Yeah. There's some pretty good ones. I think we found a couple
there are.
of 10s.
Oh God, no. That's the worst. Or, no, the one that's even worse than that is when you hear the hot end grating against like support material because you didn't enable Z-hop.
Oh man, and you can hear it. You can hear it scraping against the infill on the layer below it.
It hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Eddie, last week I was doing a fundraiser to raise money for Operation Underground Railroad, and so I wasn't able to make it, and I kind of canceled last minute, and that was not a good thing for me. So I apologize for abandoning you guys. I promise I'll make sure I give more warning next time I have to abandon you guys. Right now we're just doing a little meme review, Eddie. So I think what we may end up doing is a cool, Dad. You 3D printed the save icon. So I'm thinking what we'll do next in a couple of weeks is
Using like 6-inch floppies.
the 8.5-inch floppies. I remember using the big like 7-inch or whatever 8-inch floppies when I was little. That was what we did our typing programs on.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. That's how I got to play it the first time.
Oregon Trail, that's right. Oregon Trail.
Also known as that time I got all that dysentery and broke my legs.
All that dysentery and broke my legs.
Yeah. Oh, Target actually sells like a mini handheld console version. So I went on a field trip with some kids for an FFA event because I was the male chaperone, so I brought it with. So they took turns from dysentery. It was delightful. They were like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "This was actually educational and made for schools." That's the part that I love about that game, is it was designed for schools as an educational game.
Yeah, we actually have that handheld, and also they have a Where in the World's Carmen San Diego handheld now like that. So I've got that as well. Yeah,
nice. I wanna do one of those build your own arcade projects where you make an arcade with a retro Pi and joysticks and stuff. I want to do that. I still hear printing. The skipping extruder. The extruder's still skipping.
My poor wife, her hearing is amazing, and I'm hard of hearing. So I'll have a printer running overnight, and just, yeah, that's her face. I can't sleep. Why are you printing? What are you printing? How many more hours? Oh, it's only a 24-hour print.
Yeah.
That's only a 24-hour print. Only.
I'm surprised I haven't shown up and seen a printer that was like unplugged or maliciously destroyed with a baseball bat. I'm not saying
I can see that.
the hell out of my wife, but I am saying she is a patient lady.
Have you guys seen the Lost in Space, the Netflix version?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
The 3D printer.
Their 3D printed gun they have on there. Did you see it?
Yeah, you can do anything with it because it's like some multi-material sci-fi amazing.
Well, but you know what? I was actually really surprised because I thought for sure when it was going to be one of those, like, you know how they show in the movies where you click print and it like instantly like prints it like it's a microwave or something, you know?
But
Yeah,
they
like
had it take time. They
synthesizer.
actually said it's going to take X amount of hours. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually
like
said it would take a few hours. But their 3D printed gun, I just remember looking at it going, number one, that would never work. Number two, that thing's too flimsy. It's going to explode. Like, I would never, ever, ever shoot that.
Well, here's the thing.
I have the tech for that. They do make them with the plastic. But
Yeah,
think about the future.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that 3D printed guns wouldn't work. I'm saying that the gun that they used in the show that was 3D printed was like 2 millimeter thick walls of plastic, and I was like, that thing would explode.
Well, if it's titanium with half loads, it would do just fine.
I'm not
But
sure
here's
that
the
they're
thing.
3D printed with titanium, but maybe.
Well, here's the one problem I had.
Nozzle, which will print titanium.
Here's the one problem I had with it, with printing the gun. Apparently, it printed the bullets in there as well.
Yes.
What do?
Yeah.
You whack your print really hard to loosen up? Yeah, that bit, yeah, fair enough.
Well, no. The bullet that's showcasing itself was not the problem. It's the gunpowder.
Well, it depends, because there are 3D printers that will.
You would have to have it to where it can actually dump the powder in there.
No, it's combustible film.
But here's the thing: it was also locked. It was also locked, so they could not actually print it. You actually had to have an override to print that.
Which is cool. I mean,
That the robot had.
if you want to do so many technical overrides, yeah. The Hotel Artemis is, I think, on Netflix. They also print a gun with bullets in it on a 3D printer that is used to print organs. So I think it's actually a calcium gun or something like that.
Interesting.
Because the 3D printer itself, like I said, it literally, one of the printers they used, printed the gun after printing a liver.
Maybe it was air powered.
No.
And
I
didn't
wonder-
require.
Picked
Doesn't
it up
actually
with
make it.
liquid resin type stuff on the pad. And I'm like, would you fire that? No. Because that looks like a bad print because you oozed on the bed.
Somebody
Yeah.
drank too much before they went nighty-night.
Yep. Do you hear yourself? No. So where?
Eddie, yeah. So you were upset that the show that displays space travel has a new enough printer that it will print bullets.
Exactly. And
But I did love the brace. I did love the braces that they had, where it had all that, like the battery was technically included into it.
Yeah.
And you just press a button. So I mean, it was all, inclusive for it. So that part I truly liked, and I really liked that. I mean,
well, that and it's sci-fi, so there has to be a certain amount of suspension of disbelief.
yes.
I mean, that's true, but like the thing about it, I think here's where what it really comes down to is like if it was a show that had, like magical spray healing, like you guys ever watched? They have the sci-fi shows where someone gets a cut and they just point a laser at it and it just like magically heals itself over or whatever.
Yep.
Like if it was that kind of futuristic sci-fi, it would be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh yeah, it's more believable.
Something like that.
But the thing of the matter is, when it's the kind of sci-fi
where they try and be realistic,
or it's trying to be realistic, and everything they do is very scientifically based or whatever. Yes, they're flying to live on another planet, but it also is something that takes time, and they're not mentioning flying at warp speed or hyperspeed or anything like that. They're using methane-based fuel, which it's all very scientific and realistic sounding.
Okay, so I'm going to attack.
The 3D printer part just doesn't sound realistic. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just going to attack it really quick. So if you look at current 3D printing technology, printing titanium is totally doable. You have the ruby red nozzle. Joel Telling actually did a thing on it. I think it's like a $10,000 nozzle that's designed to print titanium, so we're good there. There are 3D printers, companies looking at 3D printing food, and one of the things they're looking at is powdered base, where you would have powder, you would have a secondary nozzle that would be spraying some sort of water. So the idea of having a printer that was doing, say, a filament line, liquid resin, well, just filament line and a powder base together on the same working head is doable. The argument I would make is, why would the spaceship have pre-made gunpowder unless it had a just store vault of assorted chemicals? Because if we look at gunpowder, I'm not giving percentages, but it's saltpeter, sulfur. You need carbon for everything. Sulfur, you need saltpeter, that can actually have medical purposes.
Yeah, and
So
see that was my biggest problem is the gunpowder, itself. Unless you've literally got gunpowder.
He froze and reloaded. It was adorable.
Gotcha. I was like, there's two Chris's and one's moving.
Yeah.
But the 3 chemical compounds to make gunpowder are somewhat ubiquitous enough-ish that if you're doing a colony ship, which those little individual Jupiter ships were meant to be both a flying ship and where they're going to live when they land, it would make sense that you would have base level of most chemicals that would be known for whatever you're going to hit, because you don't know what's out there. So the idea of making gunpowder is realistic. Then having a 3D printer that can do some sort of solid and then some sort of powder, it's not in the realm of something we could realistically do today, but you're not that far.
Not today.
But
here's the problem. So unless they've got something that will mix those elements together for it and then put them in, then I can see
faster. Yeah. Oh, I'm just.
Then I can see that.
Eddie, I just want to complain about it. Okay, I just want to do.
Now,
let me complain.
Have you guys watched Sonic the Hedgehog the movie?
No.
Yes. All right. Did you notice the 3D printer in the movie?
I remember seeing a 3D printer, but I don't remember seeing it running. Did it ever print anything?
No. They had the hot end all the way over to the right side, and they had the bed lowered. You could see it was a 3D printer. They had the Sonic quill in there, and it was being scanned.
Oh, it was their scanner. I remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, just used it as a prop to do scanning. You could have taken the things off of it to make it not look like a 3D printer.
You know what the worst part about it is? That was done by the props department, and it's not like the people who work in the props department don't know what a 3D printer is. When you're working in the props department of a multi-million-dollar company like that's making this movie, surely they know how to use a 3D printer, right? Like they must.
Well, and then you get the Star Trek Picard. They had the 2 same type printers, and you could tell it was a 3D printer, and then it just materialized that it copied from one printer to the other like food. It just like beamed it over, cloned it.
I could maybe understand having a 3D scanner built into a 3D printer in the future, where you put it on the
I know.
Scan it.
No, whenever.
And then, okay.
Well, whenever I said that it was doing that.
Eddie, actually, Chris is a cranky man.
Actually, I think they actually have one. I think Tom had one.
Well, that would make sense, because really it's just systems.
I mean, it's
basically we're talking about a 3D copy machine.
Yep.
You put something in, scan it,
it does exist.
And then you click print, and it prints the thing that you just scanned.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess.
But yeah, I saw that forever ago.
Yeah.
And it's not a commonly used thing nowadays. I mean, they've got the separate scanners, which are just expensive, period, themselves. So.
Yeah, but the tech is getting better. I mean, when I went to Maker Faire, the Bay Area one last May, not this May, but previous year, they had a couple different models that you just attached your cell phone to. And I mean, you just download
I've seen that.
and you can do
really cool.
it yourself.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 3D printing files like that you 3D print essentially a little swivel, put your phone on there, and then you can turn it around. I'm actually in the process of designing something similar to that, but instead of taking a 3D scan, it's going to take spinning slow motion videos. So my robotics team has to do a crater exploration where we have to like. Essentially, the challenge is all about exploring the surface of Mars and trying to identify signs of life. And so, what we had to do is we have to like take a slow motion video of different items being dropped into different substances to explore how craters are formed under different conditions. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to do that, but we're going to attach it to a rotating camera mount, so we can start the slow motion video, spin the camera, and then drop it so we can actually see the crater forming in slow motion, but from 360 degrees instead of just watching it from one camera angle.
That'd be cool.
So that's the project that we're currently working on. Oh yeah, Robot's mentioning the first iteration of Sonic from the new Sonic movie, and that was so bad that they were forced to pull it.
Yeah, that was nightmare fuel. Well, Eddie Moser's the giant radioactive hedgehog is what bothered me, and I'm like, yeah.
So in a world where you can use a golden ring to transport yourself to any dimension that you want, a radioactive hedgehog bothers you?
Well, here's the thing. In the actual game, whenever you get up to 100 rings or more, you actually hit the little kind of like light poles where you can save your progress. So if you die, you start right back there. You can actually hit that, and a ring pops up, and you jump into it to teleport yourself to another world where you're doing a course. So it was actually in the game.
Matter transfer is more likely than a radioactive hedgehog. Come on, Eddie. Come on, man.
Well, we could get some like plutonium and a hedgehog.
I just saw a video. Did I just see a video? Was it Veritasium? What was it? There was a video that just went up a couple days ago that talked about your bones being radioactive. Did you guys see that at all?
No, but I know what you're talking about. As if I remember, it's as the calcium decays, it does release like a microscopic amount. I think it's like
radioactive hedgehog exists now, Eddie.
Okay, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. I mean, you're radioactive. I mean, that's yeah.
I think that our stream has kind of devolved, and we're past the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty much on about the time when it's time to hop off.
Did you see the fancy shirt I wore because you were doing memes?
I paused my 3D printer to be here. I like it. I like it.
There you go.
Yes.
You said the subject matter. I went digging through laundry.
I like it. I like it. Well, so anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you on the stream. If you're watching us after the fact, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for us. Pretty good stream. Send us your memes. Send us your 3D printing jokes so that we can review them on a future stream. That would be wonderful. And make sure you leave comments down below about what you'd like to see on the show in the future, because any ideas you guys can give us would be welcome. This is a fun thing for us to be able to bring to you guys every week, and we really appreciate the support that you guys have given us. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys have anything you want to add real quick before we end?
More memes, more memes, more memes, please.
There was a couple of pretty good ones. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess we will catch you on the flippity flip.
Shut up, flippity flip.
The flippity flip.
All right, see y'all next week. Take care.
See ya.